Yo, yo. How the hell is everybody? Let's fucking go. Fortitron here. And today we're back again with our Elden Ring Starfist only region locked all bosses run. I hope you guys are fucking just jacked and tan and ready to fucking rage on this run today. A lot of cool stuff happened today. We got some looks at more looks at the Elden Ring DLC. I was kind of stoked that they just gave all the creators like a set of footage that they could show, even though they all got like 3 hours to play themselves. They had very curated footage. Again, I talked about this yesterday. Like, I'm not one of those people that's just like, no, I want to go in blind. Like, fucking seeing like a frame of anything is going to ruin the whole thing for me. It doesn't. Like, I could watch that shit and do like a deep analysis of it. And you still have no context for where you are because you haven't played the game yet, in my opinion. So, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't ruin anything for me. But anyway, we got some cool footage. Another cool thing happened today that I want to show you guys. So I think the Acolyte came out. And who would have thought? It's okay. It's okay. You know, a fucking IGN 6 is like a real life 3 or 4. Like, that's them being nice. Like, that's them being like, well, I'll give them a 6. You know, it's fucking dog shit if fucking IGN gives it a 6. What did they... IGN Resident Evil Netflix review. What did they give that? Didn't they give that like a really high... They said that was good. So 1 point higher, and this first season of Resident Evil that never got a season 2 was highly renowned as being dog shit. I won't even hate watch it. I refuse it. Yeah, no, I don't. No, I'm not going to either. They gave She-Hulk an 8. Yeah, fuck, dude. You know it's cooked. You know it's fucking cooked. Like, that is so fucking dog shit. Yeah. So, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? This is like... Who could have guessed? Could have guessed it would have sucked. Oh, I love it. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that. Let's boot up some Elden Ring. We thunked it? Yeah, we did. Okay, so I know yesterday we kind of made up this rule that if I died to the same boss more than twice, I would restart the run. I don't want to do that. So here's what we'll do. If I die at a boss more than twice, I have to watch a God of War 2018 cutscene. How does that feel? You know what? I think I'm going to be a bitch and I'm going to Opaline Bubble Tier. A long one. Okay, how long does the cutscene have to be? I got memed. Bonzer Glint, Warawana, how the hell are you fucking savages, by the way? Hope your day was great. 5 minutes? Okay, I think that's fair. 5-minute cutscene. I should have to watch, like... I almost wanted to be like, let's watch the whole intro segment of Kratos having to chop down the fucking tree. But then I was like, that's too long. Fuck, dude, I forget what the fucking boss is. And you have to explain the cutscene and what it means. So the emotion that Kratos is expressing here is that he's sad. He's sad. He's getting old. And he feel. He feel now. Because he's sad. God. Fuck that game. He's sad. And he got a kid that he don't like. Do they like... Okay, like... Is fucking Atreus actually his kid? Or is he like his adopted kid? Because he don't look like Kratos. I feel like Kratos inherited that kid. Kratos inherited that shit kid. And that's why he doesn't like him as much. Oh God, no, I'm not doing that. First off, I'll get fucking cooked for the specific language that person uses. And yeah, that shit ain't happening. You know what I need to do? I need to put the Wondrous Flizzic Flask there. Shit, dude. Words today. And then what do I have in my hotbar? What other talismans do I have? I got some pretty good stuff. Pop this bad boy on. Okay, come here. No, that didn't last long. That really didn't last long. Dude, I saw it from afar. I saw him with his other arm do the swing, and I just watched it hit me. Fuck your house. Boss counter. And I still have that hot gamer girl music fucking going. Let's turn that off. Did you go to the early screening for Shadow of the Erdtree? I don't know how that stuff works. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm a scab level influencer, so I was definitely not invited to that. But that's very sweet of you to think that I would be. No, but I watched it. Like, a lot of my favorite content creators got to go. So like Distortion 2 went, Maximilian Dude went. Who else? Today was the OTK Expo, and I love the OTK Expo because one, it's a bunch of dog shit games that I don't care about, but two, it's such a fucking janky like game show. I just love it. I just love how like they've like really amped up their production, but they just have like such shit like transitions from like segment to segment. Like it feels like nobody knows what's going on. Like I love it. I don't know, like, is it worth a watch? Do you like watching a train wreck? If so, then yes. I Swipsy, how the hell are you? Everybody, thanks for coming by. Hope everyone had a fucking rad day. Okay, what else do we got to do in Liurnia? I know there's a fucking tree sentinel here. I feel like one of these is a fucking site of grace. Let's get it. Davey O, that's rad. I'm glad. I love it. Anytime I turn someone to a From Software fan, that's a fucking win in my book. More people need to appreciate these games. I'm so stoked for From Software that Elden Ring was such a fucking massive hit and that like they're no longer considered niche. People have arguments with me and then they'll be like, From Software is not niche. They're not niche. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, 20 plus million sales is a lot of sales for a game, but if Activision sold 20 million Call of Duty games, they would fucking throw themselves off a building and commit suicide. Like, like 20 million sales, they would be like, fucking, we're done. All right, that was Smithing Stone 2 that I'm never gonna use. I love low quality content. That's why I'm here, Jimmy. Yeah, true. You must. Bruh. Okay. Those fucking lobsters, dude. That doesn't count because they're not a boss. Okay. I still have to run past them, though, to get my fucking runes. But yeah, the OTK event was fun to watch today. It was really cool to hear my favorite creators. You know what? Like, okay, I'm going to go on a little bit of rant here. And I want to talk about Maximilian Dude. I love Maximilian Dude. He's fucking great. He's such a great content creator. I love his Final Fantasy content. I love like his fighting game content. I like some of his other content when it comes to other games, but when he talks about Souls games, like that's where it like kind of falls apart for me, because like as being somebody who's like so obsessed with them, like you kind of realize no fault against him, like nothing wrong with this. He's kind of a casual. Everybody. I'm gonna say it. Maximilian Dude, kind of a casual Souls fan. So like he played like, okay, and nothing wrong with this. Again, I'm not knocking the dude. The dude makes fucking great content and I love it. But he plays through the game once, spends like the first playthrough, he's one of those people that does like 150-hour playthrough, gushes about it, and then he moves on with his life. Like he barely ever plays the game again. I think the only game that he's done multiple playthroughs of is Bloodborne. And when I say multiple playthroughs, I think he's played through it probably less than 5 times. Again, not saying that you have to play these games more than 5 times to be a true fan. It's just when he starts to talk about the game, or the games, plural, that's where you start to be like, okay, that's kind of a weird take. I don't know if I would have that same opinion. And where it really comes through is like, he always talks about how he wishes that Blue Point would make Bloodborne, like do a Bloodborne remake. And I'm just like, bro, no, I don't want that. No real Bloodborne fans want that. Here's why. A lot of people say that, but Blue Point made a lot of fucking choices when they made Demon Souls. They made a lot of like weird design choices that kind of go against what the game is. And for some people, that's fine because they never played the originals or the original Demon Souls. So they don't know. They don't know any better. All they know is that this From Software game that was trapped on a console that not many people had is now available on PS5 for the masses. And they got to play it. And that part is great. I don't know why I got this memory stone. I'm never going to use it. But that part is great. But the changes that Blue Point made were enough to the point where it no longer feels like a From Software game, in my opinion. It feels like just like a really good Souls-like. So that's why for me, whenever people ask me what's the best Souls-like you've ever played, I say the Demon Souls remake. Yeah, the photo mode pauses, like, straight to jail. Okay, I might get memed by the fucking enemies that are surrounding here. All right, let's go. Oh. Professional roll. Fuck your house. Like where I was like, that's a bit weird. Just watch his video on the Shadow of the Erdtree stuff. So like, again, he hasn't played the game since it came out. Again, nothing wrong with that. He hasn't played the game since it came out. He just dumped his 150-hour playthrough, and that was it. That was it. Hasn't played it since. So like, he doesn't know like how to min-max his character properly. He doesn't know like the most efficient weapons. Like he was getting ready for the DLC, and then like you could see like it was a first-time playthrough character. Again, nothing wrong with that. But if you've played through these games multiple times, you start to learn what the most optimal builds are. So that's why like I'm using Starfist instead of like the fucking starter greatsword that you get. Like there's certain things that people do. Or even just like the most optimal talismans and stuff. Again, nothing wrong with that. But like he's coming at it from like a real casual point of view. Again, nothing wrong with that. Some people value that, the casual point of view, because they can relate to that a lot more. And then mostly his take that Blue Point should make Bloodborne. Like I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, not trying to like, I don't want people to twist that into like I'm trying to discredit Maximilian Dude, or that like I don't like his content. I do like his content. He's a fantastic creator. Nothing but great things about him. It's just his particular take on Souls games. I'm just like, It's kind of like my take on shooters, FPS games. If I was an FPS fan listening to me talk about FPS games, I'd be like, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Like, I'd be like, that doesn't sound right. Okay, oh yeah, there's this, this is a troll in this Everjail. Did any of you guys watch the Shadow of the Erdtree stuff that people released today, like the VatiVidya video? The VatiVidya video? It's a good thing I have that Opaline bubble tier. Where you at? Oh. I wanted the fucking riposte. Yeah, there was definitely some shots that I was just like, whoa, dude. Like the game looks so good. I don't know. Do you guys want to watch the VatiVidya video together? It's very like, I don't know, like spoiler warning. Okay, there's that boss. I feel like there's nothing up top here. This is just where the belfries are. There's Karia Manor. I don't think there's anything in the middle here. We already took out the death rate bird. I should have knew that was gonna happen. VatiVidya video. The Knights Cavalry. That just takes some good mouth movement. Okay, let's okay, we'll do this cave because I know where it is. The watch it together part. Let's watch it together. All right, let's go. Okay. Give me a second here. Boom, pull, bitches. I'll let that pull run until I get to the catacomb. So Distortion 2 was talking about his playthrough today, and so it is confirmed that the DLC does have like attack power slash defense stat that you level up with an item that's only available in the DLC, and this attack power only exists in the DLC. So the characters that they all got to go into the DLC with were level 150. So they had 50 vigor, and he was saying like almost everything was able to like two-shot him. But I also feel like if you go to like Farum Azula, like shit there will still two-shot you if you have 50 vigor. Dude, like, It's like, you know what's really sad and kind of unfair, but we got to keep it consistent, is that it can't be nominated for Game of the Year because Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty was not nominated for Game of the Year. It is only nominated for like best ongoing game, I think. So I think like maybe that's the only category Shadow of the Erdtree could be nominated for, but it's like it's definitely going to be like the best game of the year. All right, y'all have spoken. We will be watching the video, so let's do that right now. Oh, look, it's almost like I had it queued up or something. I don't think there is a DLC category at the Game Awards. All right, let's do this, everybody.
After you interact with Miquella's cocoon, you're transported here to a small cave that opens up to a view of this, what they're calling the Erdtree.
So I think he's going to mention it later, but you do reach this area from where you fight Moog, from where Miquella is in the cocoon. And all of the creators have said that From Software like purposefully either already did the cutscene that happens when you do that, or they just like left it out of the build that they are playing. But there probably is a cutscene that plays before you just land here, kind of reminiscent of the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, where like you go to an area and then you get warped to that cave tunnel and then you walk out and then the first thing you see is the DLC.
And underneath this is an open plain. It's called the Spirit Grave Plains, and it's pretty huge. We had 3 hours with the game, but I only had time to explore.
So you can see the fire dude in the back there. He's not a boss, by the way. We all thought he was going to be a boss. He's just a field enemy. That big fucking thing. Do you guys mind if I like break it down? Is that too spoiler-y for you? Give me a Y or an N. Y for yes if it's too spoilery, N for no, it's not. No? And you guys are cool with it if I break it down a bit? Okay, so Distortion 2 confirmed today that these big field enemies, they're fucking massive. And you'll go to hit it and you'll do like no damage. And then you'll be like, oh, I guess I need more of those level ups. But you're supposed to get stagger damage, so you knock it down and then you can do a riposte on it, and then that'll do like a huge chunk of damage. So kind of think like Yorm. Like when you hit Yorm with a regular weapon, you barely do any damage, but you have to use the Storm Ruler to do damage on him. These enemies are the same thing, but you have to get a riposte on them to do any damage to them.
Explore a fraction of this. We were told that there were 2 legacy dungeons in this area, so finding those became my first objective. I managed to beat both of the end bosses of those legacy dungeons, and I also took down a ton of notes, so I have a lot to share with you guys today.
I beat both the bosses.
But I did the exact same thing this character is doing now, which is to go right towards the Wicker Man in the distance.
See no boss health bar. They could have turned off all UI elements, but still, it's not a boss.
The map of this area says that the entire expanse is marred by the harrowing ravages of war, and this guy is obviously one of the vestiges of that war. We know from previous trailers that these fought on Messmer's side during his attempt to purge the Land of Shadow.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if they just used all of the assets they build to create all of the areas in the base game.
Erdtree Sentinel, as soon as they first start Elden Ring, this is a lot like that.
And then just kind of mixed them up. But I feel like a lot of this stuff is new assets. Like, there's, like, this grass is different. There is a bunch of new stuff, but, like, damn, dude, it still looks so good.
This takes, like, no damage, and I think you'd probably be better off fighting him later on. So that's what I did. I bravely ran away towards this area that you see ahead of me. This is a crossroads. It's an intersection between Castle Ensis on the right and Bellarat.
Okay,
Tower.
so pay attention to this Mikola symbol that's here, and right beside it there's a shiny. So all of these are markers of Mikola, and there's NPCs by them, but there's also an item beside them. And the item that's beside them is the level up item that increases your attack power and your defense in the DLC. So this attack power and defense buff only occurs while you're in the DLC areas. Once you leave and you go back to the vanilla game, it doesn't affect your stats at all, but only here it affects your stats. And it increases your damage negation, so you take less damage from hits, and it also increases your damage. I think Iron Pineapple calculated it, and it's a 4% increase per upgrade. And I don't know how many upgrades they're going to be. I think there's like 8. I don't know. Don't quote me on that though. But it's this shiny right here beside the yellow symbol.
On the left. Little did I know though, the fire giant was still aggroed onto me this entire time, so he came up behind me and killed me while I was talking to these two NPCs.
Fie, another. Treading the heels of Mikola. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Mikola's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy.
Okay, so that character you just heard talking, his dialogue cuts off there in this footage. However, while I wasn't able to record footage at the event, luckily I can type as fast as NPCs can talk. So here's the dialogue you just heard, and
let's pause it. So, Phi, another, treading the heels of Mikola. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purpose well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Mikola's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy. That's what he just said.
Here's the other dialogue he spoke.
And yet my oath I cannot overlook. If Mikola is who you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this. These are the sites of the crosses I've found. I urge you to follow after Mikola. As long as you abide by his foottails, you will be no enemy to me. So that's cool. So it's weird that Mikola has like foreseen that us as the Tarnish would be traveling here to help out with his ultimate quest.
That I wrote down. I transcribed all of the dialogue from all 8 NPCs that I met, but this might be considered spoilers to a lot of people, so I'll only share it later.
Fucking Vatty, dude. Like, fucking, he's the GOAT. Like, it's so funny. Like, contrast from him, like, summarizing the event, and then you go to, like, a streamer like Distortion 2, who's just, like, a speedrunner, but fucking intimately knows these games. He was like, I can't remember what they fucking said. He's like, I don't know. I know, I didn't write it down. I didn't write any of that shit down. And then you got Vatty, who's like, I fucking typed the whole motherfucker out.
In the video. By the way, this is the entrance to Bellarat.
Wara, that's a good point. They also brought up, I don't know if Vadi does, but Distortion 2 and some other creators brought up that as well as the item that upgrades your attack power and physical defense, there is a specific one for mimic tiers, and it also increases their attack power and their defense. So yes, mimic tier, you can make them OP as fuck right with you. And there's some new ashes or summons that you can get in the DLC as well that are really interesting.
The Tower Settlement. This was the first legacy dungeon.
I like to imagine though that he was just like so fast.
Explored. And this is where we get to talk about the new weapons. These weapons were a highlight of the DLC. You find so many incredible ones really early on. As a reminder, there are 8 new weapon categories being introduced in the DLC, and here you can see the character has a new throwing weapon equipped and some new magic.
Some new gravity magic.
Now the character switches weapons to equip the Dryleaf Arts, a new type of hand-to-hand combat.
Nice. Kung Fu, bitch!
So yeah, we're getting 8 new weapon types. But before today, we only knew the names of 5 of these.
Wara's like, immersion gone. He can't type that
All
fucking
8 have
fast.
been revealed. The last 3 weapon types are perfume bottles, light greatsword.
So these are all like, if you, sorry, I'm talking over top of this, but that's why you're here. You're here for my commentary. Plus, I don't want to just like straight watch Vadi's video and rip it off. But so yeah, these are the new weapon types. So there's Great Katana, which is weird because I feel like from Yamamura you get, is it Yamamura, the fucking samurai dude that you fight the blood people with? Anyway, I feel like his katana was huge. So a great katana, that's going to be insane. Hand-to-hand combat. Apparently the hand-to-hand combat scales with both. It's a quality build weapon. So it's a strength and dex kind of build. So if your build going into the DLC is a quality build, so if you mainly upgrade your strength and dexterity, you're going to have a lot of cool weapons to try out in the DLC. Throwing weapons, you'll see, so they're not just like throwing knives that are consumable that run out. It's a weapon that you just throw, and really fucking hilarious, especially to this stream. He'll show it in a second here, but there's a throwing axe. There's an axe that you can throw and it comes back to you automatically, kind of like somebody we know. I love that they had a fucking dunk on that game. Thrusting shield. So that was the cool shield that you saw in the trailer where the character's fighting Mesmer. It's like a shield that kind of looks like a twin blade. Reverse hand sword. So that's where he's holding the swords in the opposite direction. So the blade is like aligned with his forearm and the back of his arms. The perfume bottles. Apparently people love the perfume bottles. I personally never used them in any build in Elden Ring. And then there's this new light greatsword weapon, which is a great sword, so like a really big sword, but it doesn't have like the heavy great sword attacks. It's more of like a regular sword attack, which is interesting. And then beast claws, which I think fans of the Souls game will be. This is the axe right here.
The beast claws.
Fucking has God of War axe. Hilarious. These are the beast claws. You just like fucking go nuts. And apparently like it's an Ash of War. So you're pressing L2 to trigger these attacks. And then Distortion 2 is like you can just fucking mash L2 and just spam that shit. I actually
got knocked off by these birds and I fell down here to a sort of...
That must be the most fucking insulting way to die. Like if someone invades your game and they just think you're such a bitch that they just like put their weapons away and they kung fu your ass to death, like that's the way to fucking dunk your nuts on somebody.
Sewer filled with these fly creatures that you can see off to the left. I have some lore to share on these and I think it relates to them. One of the talismans I found was called the Ailment Talisman, and it reads, "When the weak were infected with the dreaded fly sickness, they perished well before the metamorphosis could take hold. Oddly, those who cared for the infected and made sure they were given a proper burial were never afflicted themselves."
These are totally the fly
this is where you get to see
NPCs from Dark Souls 3, Ashes of Ariandel.
By the way, again, the place we're exploring is called Bellarat Tower Settlement. From a distance, you can see this enormous tower coming out from the settlement, and clearly...
But see, that's like... Okay, so that is like something that like I shit on other games for, but I applaud From Software for. Here's why. That's an efficient reuse of resources. So they just took the bone structure for that enemy NPC and they reskinned it. Maybe they altered the moveset a little bit and then they just repurpose it in their games. And it's like, yeah, it's not like hard to figure out that like, yeah, that's clearly the flies from Ashes of Ariandel, but it's just an efficient use of shit they've already made, so they're able to put out this game-sized fucking DLC 2 years after their game released. They weren't working on this before Elden Ring released. They worked on it after. That's why this took so long. So it's like when you see fucking God of War Ragnarok take 4 years to come out and it's essentially DLC, it's just like, what a joke. And it has all of the same enemies, not even reskinned.
So what is this tower? Well, I found an item in this area called the Bone Bow, which imbues arrows with vengeful spirits.
Exactly.
And it explains how the tower was once a place for ancient hexing arts. Maybe that explains why we're fighting so many spirits in this area. But I think this tower is hiding a huge secret, because in front of the tower I found a note that explains where this tower leads. Apparently it leads to the Gate of Divinity, which I think could explain the very nature of the lands between, as well as everything we saw with Marika.
Imagine if we go here, we go to huge corpse piles.
So the tower is our objective, but to get there first we have to defeat the Divine Beast.
That would be some Bloodborne-esque shit. Yeah, apparently this boss is tough. Just because their movement is so sporadic, which I kind of guessed.
Dancing Lion. And it's tough. They said this was the easier boss of the two, but I disagree. I had a way harder time with this one, and it took me 3 or 4 attempts to defeat. Briefly here, we see the player use a new weapon, a thrusting shield, but there are some attacks you can't block against.
Apparently that attack, the grab attack, took like 60% of your health.
The Dancing Lion tells us
with
that
50
when
vigor.
the Impala's army assailed the tower, the ritual of the lion dance was turned towards martial ends, its divinity, its fury, its light-footed beauty. And according to a charm I found, divine beasts are messengers of the heavens. And
Can't wait to first try them. Hey, I'm fucking all for it.
Pinnacle. After defeating the divine beast, I went across that bridge in the distance, and I cleared the second legacy dungeon, which is called Castle Ensign.
Just From Software, they've got it down, dude. Like, again, this is a Maximilian dude point that I agree with, is that if you zoom into this, how do you fucking zoom in on MS Paint? Like, if you zoom in on this shit doesn't look that good. Like, you're just like, oh, look how fucking, like, look how shitty the grass looks. It looks all, like, it's got sharp edges. It looks all, like it doesn't have any anti-aliasing. Like, it kind of looks like shit. Yeah, this doesn't look that great. This doesn't look that great. And then, woof. It looks so good. It fucking looks so good. They have art direction. And what art direction is a nice way of saying they have good taste. They have an impeccable taste on what a fantasy environment should look like. Like, what's a good fucking example? It's like, okay, this is visually better. It's like when I zoom in, like these assets look higher quality. But it's like you look at this and you're like, it looks like something that would be on a fucking cereal box cover. Like, it just looks corny and cheesy. It's like, yeah, technically on a technical level, on a spec sheet, this is technically better than the Elden Ring graphics in every single way. In every single way, this is technically better. But it looks like candy corn dog shit. It looks like cartoon dog shit. And then you go to this. And it's just like, it's got the je ne sais quoi. It's got the oomph. It's got the sauce, baby. This is where the shit is at. Yeah, Hidetaka Miyazaki is the Gordon Ramsay of the video game everything. Like, him and the team at From Software, they just like have mad riz, dude. They have all the swagger. They're fucking dripping. Because this shit looks awesome. Everything about this is visually stunning. Yes, when you zoom in, it looks like fucking bullshit dog shit from PS4. But it looks so good.
There's no footage I can show of that, but afterwards I did.
That was Valhalla, yeah.
And I noticed these guys fighting. This player is about to show off the new reverse hand swords, and also
these are cool. These look like great dex weapons. Crossbow. And Gale's fucking repeating crossbow makes a return, which is insane. Look at this moveset here. So that side dash, that's Ash of War. So that's an L2. L2, boom. And you can just spam that. So the play with that is fucking make one bleed, make one frost, and you will fuck shit up.
So this player is about to make their way into a nearby dungeon. Now, I only had time to clear 2 overworld dungeons, but the 2 I did
Hey, you guys!
You can tell that they put a lot of effort into the dungeon designs, that I found, at least. And luckily, this player is going into one of the dungeons that I actually found. It's called the Ruined...
Like, okay, let's go back.
Dungeon.
Okay, let's examine this. Let's do an analysis of this right now. Will the player be able to get burned by this fire? Who knows? We won't know that yet, so we can't tell if the game's going to be dog shit. But when I look at this environment here, all of this wheatgrass, that's a new asset. These tombstones, I feel like they could just be a transparency of other tombstones in the game, but I'm going to think they're a new asset. These pillars with the torches, I think these are from Farum Azula. These trees look unique. But I bet you the rock, the underlining ground geometry is all from the base game. But like, look at just how efficient that is. Like, you can reuse a lot of the same textures and assets, but just change them up slightly, and it drastically changes the atmosphere and the dynamic of the area. So like, I feel like most of this is reused, but it's just done so well that you could never tell. And then another example here is when he goes into this cave. We've all seen these assets. We've all seen this geometry when you go into caves and stuff. So we're all familiar with this. But look what they've done here. So they've added these pots with like charcoal and shit on them. And that little extra level of dressing over top of the main game geometry, massive difference. Like, totally changes the look of the area from not looking so samey compared to the base game. It visibly shows you are playing a different section of the game. So you can clearly differentiate, I can't say that word, between the base game and the DLC. You know you're playing something new. And that's just like the genius of level design and set dressing in these games that From Software has, that so many other studios just don't understand and don't do well. It's the gameplay that matters the most. The environments is just additive to good gameplay. This is where games like God of War get it wrong. They spend way too much time making the game look good. Yeah, they make like these like
lava forge intake,
insane set pieces that like you can't touch or reach, and it's just like, it's just for eye candy.
As a bridge, that phantom right there says, By grace, if I ever see
Like that's personally like how I feel about games, like especially game like Hellblade 2, for example. Like Hellblade 2, you pop that game open and it looks amazing. Like you feel like this is a real environment. This might as well just be like video cam footage of like an Ireland or like Norway or even like New Zealand, like up in the mountains. But that lasts for me for like 15 seconds. Like I'm just like, oh, that's nice. And over. I'm over it already. I'm not like the whole time. I'm not like, whoa, look at this rock. Oh my God, look at this rock. It looks even better than the last rock I just looked at. Whoa, look at the water that I totally can't even go touch. Like that's not me. I don't know how many players that is, but it's definitely not me. So like when I see like insane fucking like true to life fidelity graphics for 15 seconds, I'm like, that's neat. And then I'm like, okay, but how about the part where I get to play the game? And a lot of those games fall way fucking short. Because if you weren't here for the time that I brought up the example, like you only get $10 and amazing visuals cost $7 and amazing gameplay costs $7 and okay gameplay costs $3 and okay graphics cost $3. How are you going to spend your $10? And a lot of studios choose to go with amazing visuals with okay gameplay when it should be the opposite.
I shall find it.
Differentiate. Thank you. See, Warwana, you should be like a language teacher.
This I have no doubt. The altar of the forge cannot be far. The altar of the forge he's looking for is at the end of the dungeon. It's this thing from this screenshot. Interestingly, there's no boss in this dungeon that I could find, but instead I looted the anvil hammer, one of the treasures of the ruined forges.
Well, I appreciate it.
This next clip shows off the last new weapon category we haven't yet seen.
This is the light greatsword.
Light greatsword class. This light greatsword in particular is called Milady.
That's a cool little flare that you do before you do that Ash of War.
Okay, these new weapons.
I love
really
it.
Something.
You know what I really love about these little gameplay previews? I don't know who records the footage or makes these little curated clips, but I fucking love that they're like an average player. They're not like a Giga Chad fucking no hit wearing a fucking pot on their head with no clothes on. Like they're just an average player. They get fucking dunked on by basic bitch NPCs, and I love that. I personally love that. I don't know about you guys.
I guess
Makes me feel more
greatswords
secure.
Basically, then are weapons with the length of a greatsword, but with an elegant moveset that makes use of how
That's a
light
new magic
the
spell.
weapon is.
But look at how many hits these fucking NPCs take. So either the person recording this footage just to show off more of the moveset of the sword, this sword is either not leveled up at all, or it's like leveled up very a little bit. I'm really hoping that your damage is not that dog shit with a plus 10 somber weapon or a plus 25 fucking smithing stone weapon at a level 150. Like that would be a bit much.
Okay, so weirdly, this clip and all of the remaining footage that I have to show you is of places that I'm almost certain we couldn't access in our preview build of the game. I think these places exist if you progress past the second legacy dungeon in this starting area, but they were watching very carefully to make sure we didn't do that. I don't think we could get to these places.
They just put their hand over top of your hands while you're playing. They're like, no, brother.
Into what
We don't do that here.
Part of this video, where from this point on, I'm going to go into extreme detail on everything I experienced, even stuff that I can't show. So that means every item description, every NPC I met, and I'm also going to talk about what's actually inside that second legacy dungeon, which is called Castle Ensis. Honestly, I'd only really recommend watching this point onwards if you're extremely lore hungry and you just really want to know everything you can about the story before you play. So pause the video, think about whether this is for you, because
See, like, these trees look different.
you play. So
these trees up here look different than what's in the vanilla game. Maybe in Atlas Plateau. So these trees over here, they kind of look like pine trees or like Christmas trees. So it's just like little things like that. Like all this castle texture we've seen before, this texture, these stairs, the fucking... How did I make the lines? Oh, I hate MS Paint. I want to make the line thicker. How did I do that the last time? Anyway, like all this we've seen, but again, it's just, oh, if you got good art direction, you know how to make shit look awesome. All right, I keep stalling. You guys are probably like so sick of me just fucking like picking apart everything.
pause the video, think about whether this is for you, because my goal on this channel is to enhance your enjoyment of these games, and if you think going in
Like this all looks new. Like I don't recall seeing like pebbles on the ground like that.
Please do that. With that said, let's start at the very beginning, at Mikola's
Yeah, these
Cocoon.
trees do look different.
So, when you first arrive at Mogwin Palace to enter the DLC, someone
too.
is already there before you. Her name is...
That's like one of my favorite things. I've never claimed to be a person that like can play these games and like fully comprehend everything that's going on. When I did my first playthrough of Elden Ring, I was like, what? I was like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't quite understand it, but it took multiple playthroughs, and then also the great work that Vadi does, and like watching his videos and like other videos and like piecing it together myself. Like I love that part. It's like getting double duty for the game that you bought once. So you buy the game once, you get to have that amazing first experience of playing the game and like absorbing it as it comes. Then you get the experience of like replaying the game and kind of like watching a movie that you really liked again, and you pick up subtle things. You're like, oh, I didn't see that my first playthrough. And then you enjoy it a third time when you get obsessed with the lore and the characters and the story, and you fucking go ham on all the YouTube videos of all the people like talking about all that shit, and you just like, oh my god, like I didn't think of it that way, and you pick it all apart. Like there's just so much depth to these games where it's just like you fucking work 7 years on Hellblade 2 and the shit's done in 5.5 hours, and you never think about it ever again. You fucking wait 4 years for God of War Ragnarok to come out, you play it once and you never fucking think about it again. It's fucking collecting dust on your PS5 right now. Like you never fucking give a shit about it ever again. And that's like a lot of these fucking games. A lot of these games you play one time because they tell you the whole fucking story in a sit down like you're a fucking preschooler, and it's story time, and they fucking dump all the exposition on you, so there's no guesswork as to what's going on, who's doing what, who gives a fuck. It's all told to you. It's spoon fed to you because you're a stupid little bitch who fucking paid $80 for this fucking game, and then you finish it and you're done. You're done. You never think about it ever again. Like that's why I can't get on with these games. But like these games I just get so much out of, and I feel like a lot of people do.
The Needle Knight. I won't narrate all her dialogue, but this is what I've transcribed, so feel free to pause the video and read all of that.
You were guided here by Kindly Mikola. So some people call Mikola Kindly Mikola as like a nickname. I am Leda, and like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path. Touch the withered arm, and you too will be transported to the realm of shadow, where Mikola the Kind now dwells. My compatriots are there already. Like us, they have heard Kindly Mikola's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid. Come now, touch the withered arm, and travel to the realm of shadow. I will not be far behind. May we meet again. The whole Gale situation all over again, just like from Dark Souls 3, but I fucking love it. I love it that it's like a band of followers that you're like kind of like grouping together with to find out some ultimate truth. And I bet you anything, it's not all it seems.
But basically, she's the character.
Yeah, that could be it too. The localization
in previous trailers, and you might have seen her recently in this incredible concept art that they put out. Basically, Leda is...
People love this because it looks like Dark Souls 2 armor.
Miquella's band of faithful followers that seem to be tracking him throughout the DLC. Now, you touch Miquella's cocoon, and you're instantly transported to this cave. There was no cutscene for us, but I wonder if that's because maybe they already activated the cutscene when they were setting up this build for us to play. Regardless, you
that's what I feel like they
this
did.
Plane that's full of graves and what's called spirit grave grass. The Skadu tree looks over it all, and we know the name of this tree from a Shadow Realm rune, which is basically just a consumable rune that says the Skadu tree is the shadow of the Erdtree. No wonder Grace shines ever so brilliantly. So apparently, golden remnants of grace are still bestowed upon those who fall in the realm of shadow. And there's another item that talks about it. It's a Skadu tree fragment, which says, it is said that when the Skadu tree crumbles from its core, that it will scatter across the entire realm of shadow. The people of the Erdtree collect the splinters and use them in prayer. The icon for the Skadu tree fragment looked just like that black burnt Erdtree, but with the golden sort of syrup inside. And these fragments were important because these are the fragments that give you a bit of a damage boost or a damage reduction exclusively when you're within the Shadow Realm. And
so that's the item that I was talking about before. That's the one that's by the Miquella symbol. And they're kind of like golden seeds, or what are the flask upgrades called? I always forget. But they're like those items where you sit at a site of grace, and in your flasks menu, you'll have that little dot to signify that you have like an upgrade available. It's the same thing here. So once you have one of these fragments, you'll have a little dot in your menu when you sit at a site of grace that you can upgrade your attack power and your defense.
I think they're meant to really motivate you to explore the open world, because I found the vast majority of these in the open world. I didn't find any, I don't think.
This shot right here. Wow. When I saw this, I was just like, wow. It's not even like anything that special, but wow. Like, I don't know, like this just oozes fantasy to me.
In a legacy dungeon, so they're really meant to motivate your exploration. Another item that's similar to these that you also hand in at a site of grace are revered spirit ashes. Now, these are an item that when handed in bolster both your summoned spirits and Torrent's ability to deal and negate damage. Obviously in Torrent's case it just reduces the damage you take. But again, these have no influence outside the Land of Shadow. And speaking of summoned spirits, I found 3 in the DLC, and each of them had really good lore associated with them. The ash I used the most were the Finger Creeper ashes. Finally, we get lore on the Finger Creepers. I used this in my Lion Dancer fight. It actually came in really clutch because I was about to die, but then the Finger Creeper used an AoE heal and got me through the fight, and I think that's the fight I ended up winning on. The other spirit ash that I think was the strongest was called Andreas Black Knight Commander, and here's the description for that one. I think if you pause and read that description, I think that might be the most lore significant description.
Andreas Black Knight Commander Spirit Ashes. The Black Knights were the primary force of Mesmer's army. Their first leader was Andreas, a man endowed with great strength and command over the powers of the Crucible, and whose spirit in these ashes dwells. Though he remained a devout follower of Mesmer, after his fight from the Erdtree, he would rebel, learning of his liege's serpentine nature. His righteous stand was rewarded with imprisonment in an underground tomb. So if you guys know the Elden Ring lore, the Crucible Knights, the Crucibles, like they were followers of like pre-Erdtree, and they were pretty much like disowned. So they weren't part of the Golden Order, and they were wiped out. So the fact that this person who commanded over powers of the Crucible, so probably has lineage of the Crucible Knights, partnered with Mesmer, tells you that like something went on there, and then he probably found out what Marika did, and then that's why he rebelled against.
That I wrote.
Yeah, they were shamed,
out of my entire
shunned
session. But I don't have too much time to speculate.
Shunned for liking God of War 2018.
I will just say it's very interesting that it says Mesmer fled from the Erdtree. Did he assault or burn the Erdtree, maybe? The summon is very strong, it uses a lot of FP, and it looks obviously just like the Black Knight commanders that I'm showing in these screenshots. The third and final Spirit Ash I found were the Gravebird Spirit Ashes. Now, the Gravebirds are this enemy that you can see in the footage. There were also a lot of them sort of sitting on top of trees to the left here in this scene. You can't see them, but they were guarding a small mausoleum.
I think that's one right there, isn't it? Yep, that's one right there. Right there, buddy. Right there. You guys are like, okay, we get it.
And inside this mausoleum, there was a fairly difficult NPC boss that uses the crossbow. He's basically this NPC that we saw in a previous trailer, except in phantom form. He didn't drop the crossbow when I defeated him, but he did drop his greatsword and his armor, which describes him as a knight of the solitary jail. Next, the biggest revelation in the DLC, bar none, is that the worms, I can confirm, are friendly, until they're not.
Thank God.
If you hit them, well, you'll see. Anyway, when you first...
You'll see a couple of them have already kind of turned red. Oh, my face is in the way. See, a few of them have turned a little bit red.
If you hit them...
Right here. So that's what happens when you hit them. They turn red, and then they go aggro against you. So don't fucking hit the worms.
Enter the DLC. You know, which direction you set off in is such a defining moment. But I think most people will eventually find their way to these crosses of Miquella that have been left behind. Partly because it's very close to the fire giant, which I think also draws your attention. But also, these crosses just stand out from such a distance. And I think that is their purpose. They don't actually do anything except give you some lore. When you touch the cross, it says carved words coalesce, and the words at most of them said something like, I abandon here the first of the flesh of my body. Clearly these are left behind by Miquella, and clearly his whole entourage are following these crosses as well. So you often find NPCs here. This NPC at the back there is named Freya. Basically, she used to be one of Radahn's followers, but now she follows Miquella.
Freya, encountered at Three Paths Cross. Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that Tarnish, guided here by kindly Miquella. Weren't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside Radahn. Ooh, interesting. I'll hold my own in battle. Oh, another thing. Did you speak to our dour little friend? If you've yet to do so, have him give you a map of the crosses' whereabouts. They are Miquella's footprints. I urge you to follow after Miquella.
Instead, and she recommends that you talk to who she calls her dour little friend. And if you talk to him, he does give you a map of the cross's whereabouts, which is basically like a little hand-drawn map that tells you about 3 nearby crosses that are, and I quote, Miquella's footprints. So that's Freya. But the man you talk to for the map, I think is called Hornsent, but I'm not sure if that's his name or if Hornsent are just a race of beings instead. Later, we learn that the Lion Dancer is essentially sent from the heavens, and since it has horns, I speculate that the horned race that once occupied Ballarat Tower Settlement might be called the Hornsent. The word is actually referenced as well in some items I found in the Tower Settlement. These tender items in particular seem to make it clear that the Hornsent were once a part of this society's upper echelons. But then his people were betrayed by Marika and set aflame. This explains why this Hornsent man is so upset with us, since we're a tarnished who has had Marika's grace of gold restored to them. And maybe I should have mentioned this earlier, but I guess his face is actually made up of horns. I thought they were worms at first. Before you enter Ballarat Tower Settlement,
worm face.
There's a small camp off to the left here that you can't see, and it features 2 more members of Miquella's faithful followers. Their names are Ansbach and Moore, and
Ansbach.
luckily we've got pictures of them from previous trailers.
Moore is totally Siegmeyer.
First, he's a bit of a gentle giant,
Yep.
and he sells things. Things, he says.
Hello there, together we work, together for Miquella the Kind. Many things we have found. I like finding things. For you, Lady Leda, her allies, and the Forager brood. Things bring joy to all.
As bring joy
Kind
to
of sounds
all.
like a simpleton
List
to
a
me.
couple of the more interesting descriptions from items he sold on screen. Notably, there was knot resin and a sealed spirit spring note. The other NPC here, and I might be butchering their name, but their name was Ansbach. He's a man who's put his fighting days
I would say
behind him,
Ansbach.
and now instead he dedicates himself to
You must be the Tarnished. I am Ansbach, formerly in service to Lord Moog. But now, like you, guided by Miquella, I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigate. To discern tender Miquella's purpose, I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master unless I can be of use. May I request a service of you? 6 crosses identical to this one have been discovered in these lands. They are akin to Miquella's footprints of gravestones, which mark what he's left behind. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you're keen to know what kind Miquella is doing here.
discerning Miquella's true purpose in the Land of Shadow. It's an important reveal because it reveals that those who
We have to kill
follow
him for his
Miquella
wares?
do so out of faith. They probably can't claim to know his true motives. It seems you can progress Ansbach's questline by discovering more of Miquella's crosses, and apparently there are 6 total in this area.
6, I said
Curiously,
8.
Ansbach was once in service to Lord Moog. I wonder if he abandoned Moog at some point when he realized what was being done to Miquella. And this brings up another important question, which is that I wonder, is Miquella affected by what Moog has done to his body in the Lands Between? And we might have a bit of an answer taking shape here, because there's what looks like a sort of plant growing in the Land of Shadow called the Empyrean Blood Burgeon. It looks a lot like the sacramental buds that grow in the Lands Between. And like the sacramental buds, it has a description that seems to relate to Miquella's blood, and it reads, Empyrean Blood Burgeon, said to burgeon forth from where the golden blood of Miquella, the wounded Empyrean, pooled. So another of Miquella's titles is the Wounded Empyrean, and I wonder if these wounds came at the hands of Moog. Anyway, after entering Ballarat, I looted a black firefly inside, which is a butterfly item similar to the other ones in Elden Ring, and where those butterflies are clearly referring to other demigods, this black firefly is clearly a reference to Mesmer.
So apparently there's like enhanced greases in this game too. So there's like like Mesmer's black flame, which is like a stronger flame grease. I think there's like stronger magic grease that's confirmed. So there might be stronger ice grease and stronger bleed grease. I think that would be cool.
As seen in the trailers, this tower settlement is the place that was heavily assaulted by Mesmer's forces. Ash is found piled up all throughout the city, very similar to how it is in Leyndell. Clearly this place has been burned before, as you saw in the trailer. I also found some left behind Mesmer fire grease, which is a type of weapon buff, and it explains how fire was a symbol of Mesmer's crusade. Most of the enemies in the city are spirits, but there is also a red phantom who gloats about how Mesmer is going to kill everyone, and he taunts us as he attacks us. But there are a few horned enemies left in the city. One of them is this enemy, which we have concept art for. It's quite small in-game, it's about the same size as your character, but unfortunately I didn't get any lore on this enemy. The other horned enemies are these horned knights, who are extremely difficult. They essentially never stop attacking, and they seem to have infinite poise, making them this near constant
That sounds terrible
threat.
already.
So clearly there is a presence of the horned faction
This
in
fucking
city,
picture,
even
dude.
after being burned by Mesmer. Around this time, I checked which talismans my character was wearing, and one of them was the Outer God's Heirloom, and it references a clan who lost everything.
I'm just going to be like, fuck this guy. I'm going to run past
I'll
him.
let you read for yourself how intriguing this description is. These items are all hinting at a truth that we can only really guess at so early on. Another huge description was from this sorcery, which I believe you can see here in this footage, and this one seems to hint at the sorcerous origins of the fingers. Another thing you can find in Ballarat before the Lion Dancer is an old woman, who you eventually realize is a character who is speaking in the Lion Dancer cutscene, rousing the lion to life with this impassioned speech. Here's her dialogue. According to
O horn, decked beast from higher sphere delivered, take root inside the tower's sculpted keepers, and perched within, we beg of thee, rise. Dance and cavort, cleanse all that thou wilt. Cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile progeny. I was like, what word is that? This one.
He wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying.
No. I thought there was dialogue. That's what he said.
To an item I found, I don't remember its name, but we learn from this item that this old woman is called the Imperium
Is this
Grandam.
Slosselberry?
I think Grandam kind of means like a shaman or a grandma kind of figure, and she says that she wants to take vengeance upon Mesmer and his lot. Now, the old woman doesn't talk to you after you kill the lion. She's basically depressed that you've killed her keeper. However, there is a way to get...
Thanks everybody who's watching, by the way. Just want to say thank you. We're just picking apart the DLC trailer before we get back to our Starfist only playthrough. So I hope you're enjoying. I am trying to add as much commentary as possible. So spoiler warning if you're just dropping in.
Get more dialogue out of her. And the guy next to me, Jeremy Ray, a journalist and a friend, he figured it out and he has the dialogue. So if you're interested, please talk to him about it, because I don't quite want to spoil that yet.
Man, who fucking one hands a
The bosses
twin blade?
At the end of both legacy dungeons, I went back to the Round Table Hold and handed in their remembrances. The remembrance of the dancing lion grants us a new frost stomp, Ash of War.
Yeah, apparently, so Hoarfrost Stomp, there's like an enhanced version of it that lion boss gives you. And Distortion 2 is saying that like your character's leg goes up so high to do the like enhanced stomp. So that's hilarious. So remember, I don't know if any of you remember, but when Elden Ring first released, so day one patch 1.02, I think, Hoarfrost Stomp fucking did so much damage because it would inflict frostbite so fast. And it would just do like insane damage because it does percentage based damage. And you could just like beef up Hoarfrost Stomp. Like Distortion 2's like first any percent runs was using Hoarfrost Stomp. So an enhanced version of that maybe brings back the same greatness that was Hoarfrost Stomp in OG patch. That would be cool.
Or alternatively, you can hand it in for a charm that I think summons a sort of apparition from above you that chases enemies, though I'm not too sure about that one. After the fight with the Divine Beast, you ascend the Tower of Ballarat, and the view up here is incredible, but all you can really do here is look around because shadowy thorns block the way forward into the tower. And there's a note here that's been left behind by Needle Knight Leda.
Oh.
It reads, "The gate of divinity lies in the tower sealed by shadow. This is surely where kind Mikola is headed. We are no Empyreans, but we must locate the path that will lead us there. I will follow the crosses east." This item description also potentially contains...
Okay. Mark it down. Mark it down, boys. Kneel down, savages. Take a knee. Take a knee. I feel like we have to beat Mesmer to get Mesmer's flame to burn those black thorns and go to this location where Mikola started the Golden Order, or like became a god, where Mikola became a god right here. And we have to do that. And then we're going to see fucking Mikola there. And they're going to be waiting to take the flame from us so they can become a god. That's my shitty prediction. Let's see how far off I am.
It's another huge revelation, as it mentions a gate of divinity in the same paragraph that also mentions Imperium.
So this is America becoming a god right here, apparently,
might be the gate
allegedly.
That,
and I think that is what's closed off by those thorns, and that's why Mesmer has Mesmer's flame. So he's meant to protect that, kind of like how Morgoth is protecting the Erdtree. That's my shitty prediction.
Into godhood.
My secondary prediction is that Loki was behind everything.
And that's where Leda thinks Mikola is headed, because he is an Empyrean looking to become a god.
That's a God of War joke.
So we can't go this way, but obviously the way we have to go is east, and that's the way I went next. To Castle Ensis, the second legacy.
This is not footage of it,
for which I have no footage to show you.
There you go. This is just Carry Manor.
Legacy dungeon, I switched characters. So previously I was playing a sorcerer build that I had respec'd into a dex build that could make use of a great katana that I was wielding, and that's what I defeated the Divine Beast with. However, when I respec'd as the knight, I found my favorite weapon so far. It's called the Smith Script Hammer. It's a great hammer, but it has throwing attacks. If you do a charged R2 or a jumping R2 or a running R2, you'll spin and just yeet the entire hammer at enemies in the distance, dealing a ton of damage if you actually hit with it. It's incredible. It feels so good. I also love that they're giving special treatment to these older weapon categories and giving some of these weapons ranged attacks as well. Quality builds are going to be eating really good in this DLC.
I hate that saying. They're going to be eating very good, but I think quality builds is going to be the favorite in the DLC.
Stronghold. It's filled with moon knights and magical enemies. The entrance to it has a cross of Mikola, and at its base is another letter from...
quality builds are always just like so fucking fun because like you can use dex weapons, you can use strength builds, you can mix them up with both. Like I would probably want to go into the DLC with like 50 vigor and 60 in either strength or dex, and then 50 in the other one. And I don't know what that would put you at level wise. And then you want a little bit of endurance as well. You just have it so you can interchange with like a larval tier if you want. But definitely my advice, any of you who are just going to recycle their character, go farm a bunch of runes and then buy a shit ton of smithing stones and somber stones. So that way you can pick up any weapon that you think is cool and max level it out. And then that way you're just going to crush.
Proof that indeed she did come here next. How you get inside this castle is really cool. So the main gate is closed, so you have to pick a path across a waterfall to the side and infiltrate this watery secret pathway to get inside. Once you're there, there are all these teleporting nobles casting glintstone pebble at you from the rooftops as you progress through the city. It was a fantastic experience pushing through this place. It was a lot of fun. The boss of this legacy dungeon is named, and you're going to think I'm trolling, but her name is Rellana. Rellana. She's the younger sister of Rennala, and she renounced.
Once a Carian princess, Rellana disavowed her birthright and chose to stand at Mesmer's side instead, knowing full well that not even the brilliance of the moon could grant him I don't know what that word is. Succor? Succor?
Sucker.
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 What does it mean? Assistance in time of distress, relief. In my whole life, I've never heard that word before. Love it. Okay. Thank you. Back to the video.
Her heritage to chase after Mesmer. She wields these twinned swords. She's a lot like Pontiff Sullivan from Dark Souls 3. One of her swords is imbued with black fire, and the other one is imbued with magic. I managed to beat her on my second try. The great hammer I was using was OP again. And when I handed in her remembrances, you could choose from either her twinned swords, or you could get her twin moon sorcery. I love the line of this description that says, "Here and here alone were moon and fire, ever together." It's a neat reference to the Sword of Night and Flame, which has links to the Carians as well. So in the end, she stayed in the Land of Shadow, becoming the Sword of Mesmer. All her items are fascinating, and I can't wait to learn more about her lore. In this area, I also found Rellana's Cameo, which is a new talisman that increases the damage done by stance weapons. Any weapon that requires you to enter a stance will have its damage increased. This would be great with the Milady, obviously, and there's probably a cool build you could do with the Milady where you make use of its amazing guard counter. And speaking of guard counters, another thing that will make guard counters amazing in Elden Ring is a new crystal tier for your wondrous physic flask. This new crystal tier, if I understand it right, unlocks a perfect block mechanic in Elden Ring, whereby you probably take no stamina damage if you time your block perfectly with an enemy's attacks. You guys probably know that I'm a huge fan of Sekiro's parry system, and I always thought it was a huge missed opportunity that Elden Ring didn't incorporate this system in some way, but now it seems they are bringing it over with this crystal tier, at least.
You know what's funny is like guard counters are so underutilized by the majority of Elden Ring players. They do so much fucking poise damage. It's crazy. Like, you can like do a guard counter and you will break like an enemy's fucking posture in like one hit. Like, it's crazy how much damage it does. But it's just like, I don't know, like, I never use a shield, so I don't know. I just never used it.
2 other NPCs I met in the DLC. One was named Tholier, and he was a really demure man who had an obsession with poison. He sold the deadly poison perfume bottle as well as some other weapons besides. The other NPC I met was named Egon, and you could hear him screaming in pain from a great distance. But even then, he was swearing revenge upon some dragon that had wronged him. So
Fucking dragons, dude.
Out of his misery, of course, and as I did, he fought back with some dragon communion spells. This clued me in that he might be a dragon communion warrior, and a lot of the items he dropped when I killed him confirmed.
Oh, wow.
I had to do it for the lore.
Yorkshire.
I understand. But
I
the
barely
truly
run into that
fascinating thing
NPC.
is that there's
It's
an
probably why I
invader
don't recognize that
attacks you
word.
just up the path from.
Thank you for looking that up. I was about to ask.
They invade you, but they don't look like a regular human invader. So it looks like we're getting a new humanoid dragon form. Every
Ooh.
From Software game's gotta have one, it seems. As far as the lore goes,
Well, like only Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 had dragon forms.
extremely important things to
Bloodborne
discuss.
has the beast form, I
Didn't fight
guess.
this enemy, but I heard from someone else in the room that there was a boss called Godwin's Loyal Knight. This boss gave you its axes upon defeat, which apparently were really cool. They apparently let you teleport around while you're attacking with them. But apparently,
You gotta do the
these
quest
axes
line.
were called Death Knight's twin axes, which seems to be a pretty big hint that Godwin has knights that serve him after his death, which could imply that the Prince of Death is a force in this world even now, which is a pretty big revelation.
That would be nutty.
Another thing I heard about is an item called Marika's Blessing. This is an item similar to the Divine Blessing from Dark Souls, which restores all of your HP and FP. Apparently, it's an item that has a description that says something like, Marika gave this to Miquella to take on his journey. She only made one of them. And this is another big revelation, because
That's cool.
Miquella's journey to the Land of Shadow is not something that I thought would be sanctioned by Marika.
Another thing, it's just like, dude, like this story just keeps getting better and better. Like Queen Marika, like fucking like big brained this whole fucking thing, and like it just keeps going deeper and deeper. Like so, she wanted. It seems like she wanted Miquella to be her successor and wants Miquella to ascend to godhood. Crazy.
It also makes me think about this item description from the base game where Miquella says he has learned to compel affection. I wonder if he could have learned that from his mother? But I'm getting deep into speculation territory now, and I'm also getting these 2 item descriptions secondhand, so take what I've just said with a grain of salt. But that's pretty much it from me. I'm going to leave you with a list of all the rest of the item descriptions that I transcribed while I was at the event. And
Great stuff. Great stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Shit, dude, I'm pumped. I'm so jacked. Yeah, you don't find that chick just randomly. Oh, I forget what we were doing. Oh yeah, we're going this tunnel. Rip. If I get hit in the back, I'll be upset. Don't you all just wish you were playing the fucking DLC now? Oh. I thought the zigzag pattern would fucking be the way, but... Oh, bitch. Don't even try me. It's so nice not eating any of the fucking items that are in here. Just got knocked the fuck out, dude. Look at that, Somberstone 1. You know what's so funny is fucking Distortion 2 was saying in the DLC he was picking up like Smithing Stone 2s and shit. A Smithing Stone 2 in the fucking Elden Ring DLC going in at level 150. Nice. Destroyed. Destroyed. I would crop that a VOD of what we just did there, but I realized like way hella into it, I still had my death counter and bosses killed up, and that would make the video look shitty, so rip. What else is in Liurnia? I know there's the tree sentinel up here. I know there's this boss. Is there nothing else in the lake area? There's no bosses at the belfries. Yeah, let's go do this one. I hope that wasn't too boring for all of you guys. Thanks again for watching. I like doing that. I used to do that on my other channel, where like I would just watch the preview footage that people got for Elden Ring or like the Souls games, and then I would just like put my fucking 2 cents on it. I got tired of doing that because it's fun when there's actually content, but when there's no content and you have to make content out of like one fucking image, one promo image of the DLC, like that's where shit gets rough. Like people making 20-minute videos over the fucking promo image for Shadow of the Erdtree, like savage. Like all the power to them, like, but fuck. That's where it got to the point where I was just like, dude, like you're just like best guess. Like there's like there's almost no point in adding any other commentary to a picture than just like that looks cool. Can't wait to see more. But like looking at one picture and being like, oh, I think like the field represents blah blah blah. It's like, shut up. You don't know shit. You know shit, bitch. Go back to playing fucking Metroid games. I wonder who I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I forgot there's all those little mini castles and stuff. I don't think there's any bosses in them though. Hurrah! Hurrah! Oh, I thought that would fucking guard break them. Do I even have a shield? I do have a shield. Oh, nope. Didn't mean to do that. See, this is how I know that elevators aren't a loading screen for FromSoft games, because you can roll off the fucking elevator. Whereas another popular game, you are stuck on that elevator in between invisible walls. I just wanted to test a guard counter. I think it's R2 after you block a hit. Ugh. Now we're gonna wait 500 years for this fucking elevator to go back up. Yeah, but does this count as Liurnia if I'm going below ground? I don't think that does. I don't think that counts, everybody. I'm gonna... This is region lock, bitch. Oh, I gotta go get the fucking... I gotta get the fucking... key. What? I've done that jump so many times. Okay, so one thing I wanted to show, you know how you pick this up and it's this meeting place map, but it's not really a map? So if you go to your inventory and you look at this map right here, this is the map that that NPC is going to give you. So it'll just look like this in your inventory. There we go. Everybody, thank you for coming out and hanging out. I appreciate all of you savages. If you haven't already, please give the stream a thumbs up. That would mean a lot. It really helps out. I don't know if it helps out, but it looks good. So use that booger picking finger and fucking throw a thumbs up on this bitch. I was so confused when I first picked it up because I didn't know the map fragments were a thing. Yeah, dude. That was like my OCD is like, I gotta get the map fragments because it pisses me off seeing like the big empty spots on the map. I guess there's the dragon. But do I want to do the dragon right now? Oh, that's why we don't have a shield on. Punk ass bitch. Just got fucked up. What else is here? Some kukri. Some dragon fucking grease. Yeah, thanks. See some of these runes, baby. I want a little bit more health. Let's go one more dex. Thank you everybody for throwing up them likes. Okay, we're gonna go here. Sick. Golden seed. Let's put on that shield again. I want to try a guard counter. Shit. Oh, dude, you got the backstab. Have some dip. I got one guard counter on him, but it didn't really do that much. Oh no, he's behind us, isn't he?
Oh, that bloody thing. Here's a token. I'm dying. Yeah. She is the budding spot. If she comes, there is no ship. Be your harm, sweet.
Nice. Run away. If you see her, run away. All right, let's grab this bonfire. Side of Grace. There will always be bonfires to me. Are we in nighttime or is it just fucking ugly out? No, I think we would have saw the Knights Cavalry by now. Differentiate. See, look at me, just saying words now, dude. That's fine, you didn't miss much. Just dunking on bosses. All right, let's pass some time. Cavalry. Oh man, I'm gonna fuck you up. Fuck you up big time. Hurrah! Oh, I went to roll that. And then I went to charge R2 that. I'm gonna get hit by that. Remember that time I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then he's just dunking on me now? I remember, because it was this time. Oh, I hate that attack. It's just quicker to fucking do R1s. Nope. Nope. This weapon. Where are you? Like, look how much fucking damage I just did with R1s, dude. Bitch. It's because they're jumping around and shit. Okay. We can go get the site of grace that's right before the elevator, and then we can go up here. And also, Bonzer Glenn, are you talking shit? Are you fucking talking shit, dude? He's like, come on, like, you have a plus 25 weapon. Like, you should be fucking dunking on the Knight's cavalry, and you're getting your fucking face slapped by a dick. True, but they're tricky. And I'm standing by that. No. Kind of. Oh, we gotta run past the Eye of Sauron. I think we can get rid of the this one. Let's go back to the strength. What the fuck is Melina doing here?
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you. In Marika's, the Erdtree governs. Become one with the to wallow at the fridge.
Okay, good talk. I really wish I had the golden scarab, because we're just fucking missing out on so many runes right now. We be getting so much more money, dude. I find if you hug this wall, the Eye of Sauron. Should we go fuck them up? Yeah, what kind of training plan are the fucking horses under? What skin do I have to buy to get Torrent to fucking fight like that? The Howl of Shaburi. That reply pissed me off so much. How did I get madness? That's right, bitches. So for those of you who don't know, a long time ago, I really shit on God of War Ragnarok because I was like, dude, this game was clearly DLC that they padded up to make a full game, to charge full game prices out of. And you can totally tell. And I was like, if you're going to make a DLC, and like that's fine to include some of the same enemy types, because yeah, that makes sense. It's consistent with your game world that you've created. But people were like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they have different movesets? Were they training? What kind of training were they doing in the last 2 years of the game world? And you're like, stop trying to apply real world logic to game logic. Like, shut the fuck up. The reason why they would have a different move set is because I paid full fucking price for a new fucking game, and I don't want to be playing the same fucking enemies that I fought in the last fucking game. That's why. Yeah, just like the fucking crazy... Oh, I don't even have another... All right, Vike. You got fucked up, buddy. Okay, I won't count him as a boss. He didn't have a boss health bar. He didn't have a boss health bar. Yeah. Fucking Gabe. That's why Gabe's the OG. This dead lady over here. Yeah. Dude, like, if From Software, like, put out skins for Torrent that were $10, so many people would buy them. Where is the tree? The tree's over here. So many people would buy those fucking skins. Like, From Software is full out just being like, no, we don't need any extra money. Because they know that would wreck their brand. How do you get down there? Is this too high? I feel like this is too high. Yeah, here we go. Oh, you coming at me, bitch. How both of those missed, I have no idea. How that missed, I have no idea. Oh, I thought I'd roll that. That sucks. I thought I had that. I rolled too early. Yeah, if EA may, oh God. know what I hate about this now, though, is that I'm gonna have all of these dudes aggroed up my ass. I thought I rolled that. Okay, this sucks. Oh, nice. Oh. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, how'd that miss? Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Nice. Died twice. You guys know what that means. Okay, this one's about 5 minutes long.
Ah, the very topic of conversation. A tattooed man traveling with a child.
Boy, check their path. Make sure we're all alone.
But we just saw them leave.
Do as I say.
He doesn't know what you are.
And I would keep it that way. Who are you?
Me? I'm the greatest ambassador to the gods, the giants, and all the creatures of the Nine Realms. I know every corner of these lands, every language spoken, every war waged, every deal struck. They call me Mimir, smartest man alive. And I have the answer to your every question.
Look at the...
Smartest man
Look at this part of the mountain.
alive.
Why is it warbling like that?
Mimir, smartest man alive. And I have the answer.
I think I know why. It's because of the artificial depth of field, because the camera is technically behind... You can't see. The camera's technically behind this branch.
To your every question.
Why does
Be a
this
great
sound
TV
so
show. They should have just made a fucking movie, dude. That's what this game is.
Gaps in my knowledge. But Odin's had me imprisoned here for 109 winters. I'm a clever lad. I can piece it together. Promise. Just given time.
Nobody there, just like I said.
The boy's mother is dead. She wished her...
She wanted us to spread her ashes on the highest peak in all the realms.
Oh, then you've come to the wrong place, little brother. The highest peak in all the realms is not here in Midgard. It's in Jotunheim, realm of the giants.
No!
Never played them, but they were like hack and slash games.
What she meant.
Take a look. This is the last known bridge to Jotunheim in all the realms. See that mountain? Looks like a giant's finger scraping the sky. That's the highest peak in all the realms. No here.
Can't we just take that bridge? We have a Bifrost.
When the giants destroyed all other bridges to their realm, they locked this one up with a secret rune. If it still exists, only a giant would know it.
And all of them left Midgard a long time ago.
True. But today, the winds of fate have kicked up a strange vortex of coincidence. Fact is, there's only one person alive who can get you where you need to go. And luckily for you, my schedule's wide open.
Like, I don't mind cutscenes in games, and a lot of people associate my opinions that I hate all cutscenes. I don't. I just hate games where I feel like you're just on a treadmill in between cutscenes. So like you're just walking a fucking set corridor path, a set hallway from one cutscene to the next. And it's like when clearly you just wanted to make a movie.
We're going to Jotunheim, right?
It's your best and only move from a tactical standpoint. It's the one place the man who cannot be killed won't follow you.
What do we do?
Yes!
First, you need to cut off my head.
Wait, what?
Odin made sure that no weapon, not even Thor's hammer, could free my body from these bonds. But fortunately, you don't need my body. The trick is, we need to find someone who can reanimate my head using the old magic.
Old magic. There's a witch of the woods.
And see, when you do that, that's another thing that these fucking shitty game writers, when you do that, you can cut his head off and reanimate him so he's back alive as just a head. So how is there death in the game? Remember in God of War Ragnarok when the fucking troll brother fucking dies? Why didn't they just reanimate him? See, you wrote yourself into a corner.
And she'll help. She might do worth a try.
But if she fails, he will be dead.
He tortures me, you know. Every day, brother. Odin himself sees to it personally, and believe me, there is no end to his creativity. Every single day. This isn't living.
Very well.
Oh, I can't watch this.
I passed out, sorry.
Brother, in case you can't resurrect me, there's something you need to know. Boy, the longer you wait to tell him his true nature, the more damage you do. He will resent you, and you may lose him forever.
There's much about me I would not have him know.
So you value...
So like, why would a character that like you just met like know that or care to like tell you that, or like you would have no emotional connection? You don't have any emotional connection to him because you just met him. So again, this is unearned. Like I would just be like, shut up, I'm chopping your head off.
Your privacy more than your son.
I'm going to cut off your head now.
Fair enough.
That's true. Like, why do you guys have to suffer when I mess up? Okay, now do the slow zoom out to where you have player control of the character. Yeah, there you go.
We're going to Jotunheim.
Garbage. Okay, back to the good stuff. Okay, I feel like the play here is twofold. One, don't get hit. Two, kill these dudes. Yeah, come over here, my sweets. Murdered. Murdered. You want some of this big dick? Here you go. Fuck you. You get some R1s. All right. Pound Town. How are these attacks missing? Nice. How did that miss? How did that miss? How did that miss? How did that miss? I was stunned. I was stunned. How did none of those hit? How did none of those hit? That is fucking crazy. Game's flawed. 0 out of 10. I changed my rating. I think Miyazaki wants me to be punished and watch more God of War. Okay. Is there anything that I'm missing in Liurnia? I know there's Caria Manor. There's nothing over here. There literally is nothing over here. There's a dragon up top here I know of. And I really... oh, there's the boss that's underneath here. I like that. Maybe 5 minutes was a bit much. Ooh, what's over here? What are these crabs protecting? A smithing stone too? Everybody, again, I know I'm a broken record, but thank you for coming to hang out. Thank you for watching the stream. I appreciate all of you. You guys are fucking G's. You're all savages. You guys crush it on the daily. I hope you all have big tittied goth bitches. Because you guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please like the stream. It helps out. And I would really appreciate it. Okay. Is the boss on this side? No, the boss is up here. Gotta kill this dude. We know, Jimmy. We know.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one.
Okay, shut up. Give me the thing.
Wait. Well. Oh, I will finish. The curse, I beg you. You must keep. And then please give it to.
Okay. Yeah, he's down there. Ivory sickle. Okay, I know these dudes are mages. Oh shit! Wow. Oh, I forgot he has dogs too. Okay, okay. You guys are like, he's putting on the bitch bubble. He's putting on the bitch bubble. Trying to shoot me with your fucking magic, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, let's get these dogs. Damn. Ooh. It's got mangled. I love how I almost died and I'm like, bitch. I'm like, you got fucked up. Like, dude, you were like one hit away from dying. Dude, I can't remember what else is here. Arunak. Okay, we can get rid of that. Shit, what else is there, dude? Should we do Karia Manor before we do Renala? Yeah, let's do Karia Manor first. I hate this area because of the fucking hands. Just don't run into hands. Nice try, bitches. Get ready to catch these hands, bitch. That reminds me of my first Starfield playthrough, and I fucking, I don't know, I just started some shit on the main planet that you're on, and then it fucked up my game. Like, I couldn't do anything because everyone chased me and was like trying to arrest me. Do I have any money? Oh, I got a little bit of money. I don't got much. You just got fingered. Yeah, I have unfortunately played through Starfield twice. The second time was to see if the game actually got better, and it did not. It was the same shit, and I did everything. Well, I didn't do everything, but I fucking did a ton of side content. I joined the Crimson Fleet. I was an undercover agent. I joined some other group. I fucking did a bunch of people's dumb bullshit side missions. It's literally, if you like, say you like Cyberpunk and you're like, oh, is there possibly another game like Cyberpunk, but just not nearly as good? Like, just like shitty Cyberpunk? And the answer is yes, it's called Starfield. I thought I knocked him off the edge. He's living on the edge. Look at that. I don't think he could stop. He can hit me, but I can't hit him. I feel like he's stuck there. It is Chore Simulator. Dude, I love just spamming R1 with this weapon. Motherfucker! No way! You have no idea how angry I am right now that happened. What the fuck? I'm not about to die again. Mother fuck. Not a boss. I'm not watching 5 more minutes of God of War. How did that other one see me? Fuck you. There you go. You're dead. Okay, where's the other bitch? Davey's like, is this your first time? This is your first playthrough, right? This must be. Because who the fuck dies to dogs twice? Twice. Shameful. Shameful, shameful. That's the wolf from DS1. Good backstab. Oh, yeah. Sneak, sneak, sneak. God, these fucking Starfists are so good. Oh, I forgot to change the physic back. I need my stamina back. Dude, stay in still. You're getting R1 spammed. Bitch. Take a dunk of these nuts. It's pretty awesome. It's a really sad. I find strength weapons are so satisfying. Oh yeah, switch the physic back. I don't really want to do Renala's quest line just yet. I could go over there, but meh. Am I missing anything else in Liurnia? There's got to be more catacombs. I did the dragon. The dragon that you fight just past here, you can't kill. Because it runs away when it gets to 50% health. It runs away like a bitch. just flies away like a little bitch. See, I don't think you can, because see, like, I triggered it right away when I did enough damage. He just flew away. So there's this cave up here, but that takes you up to where the Magna Worm is, but that thing is technically part of Atlas Plateau because you go up way up high. We did all this. This is underground, so this doesn't count. And we can't get up here yet until we finish her quest line. There's gotta be more. Did that. Great, you don't really fucking show me where that shit is. Thank you. Tell me what east is. What a fucking useless webpage. Like, you're not showing me the locations, you're just showing me like where all the shit is. Did that one. Oh, okay. So that's outside of the castle. Over here. I don't think you can get there from here. I think, yeah, you gotta go all the way around. Dude, I don't think I've fucking have ever been here before. Or maybe if I have, I've only been here like once. Who's here? Who's here? Oh, meteors. I thought I could fucking just R1 spam them. Oh, yeah. Okay, what else? Where is that? I feel like that is you gotta do Renala's quest though to get there. Bell-bearing hunter. Okay. So that is here. What, the Renala area one? Yeah, I agree. I don't think that should count as Liurnia. But these other ones that I can reach, I'll totally do. Man, there's just so much of this game that I skip. I took a wide berth because I didn't want to deal with that fucking fire-breathing head thing. Okay, we're out of the merchant shack. This is where the turtle is. Where was the merchant shack? Oh, it's in the church. Okay. Isn't Linux Mint just a version of Ubuntu, but it's just a really trimmed down version of it? Yeah, Linux is great for like, well, you're actually playing games on yours. Like I like it because it's just great for web browsing. Motherfuck, it's nighttime. Where's the bell-bearing hunter? No, I think they just like slimmed down the OS itself so it's just works on more PCs that are lower powered. Am I fucking stupid, dude?
I welcome. I am.
Do I have to talk to him first?
How it came. Well, that is shattering. It is here by the matter, and so the Erdtree. Oh, you are free. I would so if you find, unless in which case you wish to Lord Rad. He came to soon. However, Radigan taking the mystery as to why, and moreover.
Nice. Ooh, the gold sewing needle. Okay, I don't think he's here. Is there a fucking merchant nearby? No. Are they up and around here somewhere? Oh, it's the fucking mausoleum. I was like, what the fuck am I hearing, dude? Okay, I don't see where this fucking thing is. Okay, there's a black knife assassin. Yeah, it straight up says just go there at night. Nope. Still no fucking bell hunter. Okay, fuck your house. Okay, so there was up in here. So what's the best way to get there? I kind of think from where I am, that might be the best way to go. Yeah, your video that you made was great, Wara. What bitrate did you have OBS set to save your video at? Oh, I feel like I have to keep going down. Because your video did look a little bit choppy, like pixely. And that could either be the quality of the webcam. If you were just using the built-in webcam that's on the laptop, then that would make sense. Oh, there's bears here. But if you were using some other webcam, it did look a little bit choppy. So that would tell me that your bitrate was a little bit low. Okay. Well, bump up your video quality to like 20,000 kilobits per second and see if that helps it at all. Oh, there's a big bear. I don't want to fuck with the big bear. Oh, I heard him. There's one guard in front of the door. Loser. Oh, he doesn't even do anything. I straight up don't think I've ever done this catacomb before. Oh, you know what I keep forgetting to fucking do? I keep forgetting to use Patches's bell bearing to buy Morgoth's shackle. Oh, nice. Good one. Good one. Oh. Totally. So creative. Like, I remember when we were first speculating on what the flask was for, and we thought it was just for that mixture where you can, like, make yourself explode. Bro, I do not remember this fucking place at all. Get my stamina back. Because you can't open this gate. Wow. I think you're right. Oh, how many deaths was that? I think I'm at 19. Okay. I think just running past these dudes is not going to work out. Getting a lot of root resin here. What? Wow. Can they not die? I was hitting his soul. I know, what the fuck, dude? What's happening? I think those ones are different. See, like how this guy, he didn't have that, like, aura around him. Yeah, here's my no souls. What's behind me here? Oh, it's that guy. Who the fuck is this? Fucking dude. Oh, is he the one resurrecting bitches? He was. He's getting resurrected. Bam. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, what happened to two-time Jimmy? Whoa, I caught a fucking arrow right to the face. Another one. Another one. These are resurrectors. Man, I fucking hot gamer girl dodged that shit, but not the arrows. Yeah, fuck those guys. I feel like you drop down there. Oh yeah, that's right. I knew there was a false wall. Game is dumb. What? Game is dumb. What a dumb game. The enemies are dumb. I don't know why people glaze this game so hard. Yeah. Worst thing you ever did was fucking run in a corner. Yes. I will go to the cave's entrance. Holus Joe, how the hell are you? Okay, sick. I should kill this guy. That's right, that's right. He was trying to cause death blight on me. All right, bitches. All right, what's next? Done. We did that. Oh, okay. No, that's the dungeon, and then this is the NPC that's at the end. So we did do that. We did that one. Ah, we did that one. Did that one. Why is this image not showing up? Fucker. Did that one. There's a fucking Godskin noble out here? Oh, that's on a boss though. And is that one technically in? Did the Omen Killer? It was all right. I saw IGN rate it. What did they rate it? 7 out of the 6 or 7? Didn't look that good. I feel like we did. I think we've done everything, everybody. You know what? Fuck it. Let's say the Magna Worm counts as Liurnia. What's the fastest way? Did you all know that there is a spirit stream right there? I'll just trust you. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. Oh, you know what? You know what? Side of Grace would have been fucking faster. It's probably still faster. The church. And then you just go down the little hole. Easy. What time is it? Oh, man. I might have to wrap it up after this. So, if you guys have been watching the stream the last few days, I've been on the search for like a game, like a bullshit game to play in between jamming out on Elden Ring, getting ready for the DLC. And I found one today, which is one of those like really easy puzzle platformers, kind of like Inside and Limbo. I think it's called Planet of Lana, and it's on Game Pass. I was playing that earlier, and it's very pleasingly... like the aesthetic is very pleasing, very chill. But I also, thanks to all of you, I purchased Resident Evil 7 on Steam. Because I've played 4. I've played the 4 remake. And apparently if you play the 5th one, you're racist. And apparently Resident Evil 6 isn't that good. So I'm going to play 7 and then Village. But I can tell you right now, I play those games. I play those games as well as like a lot of other games that are not Souls games. I play it on easy. Because it takes me out of immersion when you're fighting zombies and werewolves and you have to shoot them in the face, in the head, point blank, 5 times for them to die. More than 5 times. So I put it on easy. I didn't watch Ahsoka either. I heard it was boring. I heard the bad guy in Ahsoka was really good though. And he passed away. Easy mode is unacceptable. Well, I do it for Resident Evil games. Fuck them. I don't get any joy out of fucking shooting zombies in the face point blank for fucking 2 minutes before they die. I also saw that in Resident Evil 2 at least, even in 3 a little bit, that the knife is OP. So like it's even more OP than the gun. So like you just fucking spam the knife. Yeah, that sounds about right. It ruined a bunch of things about the Force. Yeah, that sounds about on brand. People talk about Dave Filoni like he's like this great dude, and it's just like, buddy, like he fucking like I never watched a Clone Wars TV show, the cartoon, because like when that came out, like that was in between episode 2 and episode 3 when that show started, I believe, if my times are correct, or maybe it started after episode 3. I don't know, but I feel like it started like in between the two. And it was just like a filler bullshit kids show. And I know the movies are meant for kids too, but like it was just like, I don't know, like they didn't even take it seriously enough to have like the actual actors be a part of it. So that like that shows you how much they wanted to invest in it. And yeah, he wrote a lot of those episodes, but it's just like it's still like, I don't know, it's inferior. Like he still had George Lucas there to be like, no, don't do this, do this. And they talk like he's like gonna be the savior of Star Wars, and he's not. Like Jon Favreau just did a good job with the first season of The Mandalorian because he made a Star Wars show more like an old Western show, and that was the whole shtick with The Mandalorian. Is that it didn't have to be like actual Star Wars content, like it was just like based in the universe, but it was like an old Western cowboy fucking type show. Yeah, get out of here, Lightspeed whales. Yeah, I guess we are technically in Liurnia. We're kind of Atlas Plateau, though, in my opinion. Alright, let's see if the fucking Magna Worm just wrecks me. Every damn time he does this. He just spits a bunch of fire and then I get burned. Ugh. You guys are probably like, at this point, just keep the Opaline bubble tier on permanently. Fuck, dude. What a waste. See, that's what I'm talking about, because his whole body turns into a hitbox. So, like, I can't really get a good hit. Need stamina. There we go. Ugh. Two-time Jimmy, bitch. Fuck your house. All right, all right. Yeah, I was just reading today, like, remember the line in Revenge of the Sith? Is it Revenge of the Sith? Episode 3. And Anakin meets Grievous and he's like, I thought you'd be taller. And just because of that, Dave Filoni had to like go through a bunch of hoops to fucking not have those two characters meet throughout the entire Clone Wars series. Okay. All right, savages. That's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for hanging out. I want all of you to have a fucking good rest of your day. Whatever you're doing, hope you're having a fucking good one. And we will be back tomorrow with some more Elden Ring, baby. Starfist only, fucking all bosses, region locked, cavalry, differentiate. The fire will burn us when we interact with it, and our analysis will be complete. Anyway, everybody, Bonzer, Holus Joe, Davey, Warwana, everyone else lurking in the chat, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had a lot of fun too, and I'm out of here. Peace.